Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts again, and welcome back for another fairly straightforward, fairly quick card. She says famous last words. The last two of those I've done have taken over 20 minutes. So, fingers crossed. So, I'm using Woodwords, which comes with the little mini crate dies, which are terribly cute, but I want to do a card that is not big shot. So, these are two that I've already made. This is a kind of vintagey, sauce-y look, only because we've got the very vanilla lace trim. So this is using the wood texture papers, which are the 6x6 stack. And you will remember you get 48 sheets. Famous last words, I'm sure it is. No, it's more. Yes, 48 sheets and 12 different designs. Just trying to find the... here we go. So here's the wood texture suite. So this is page 158 on the new catalogue. And these are the stamps, the texture, the wood texture designer series paper. So yes, 48 sheets, £9, 6x6. The little wood crate with matching dies, and the dies have a tag, a circle, the cockerel, the half moon, the heart and the star. It's about the only star we've got in the catalogue now. So yeah, there we go. So that's that lot. So that's what I'm using. I have already done here's the Blue Peter, here's one I prepared earlier. So this is kind of a fairly muted but feminine-ish. This is, I've tried to make this a little more masculine by going for the basic grey and a greyer paper. And actually what I've done on both of them is because the papers are double-sided, so this is the one I'm going to use. So one side goes with the other side, so they kind of match. So I've stamped and embossed on one, and then turned the piece over that's left from cutting down the 6x6. Really not explaining this well, but we'll get there. And then just put that strip down. Say very vanilla lace trim on this one, and this is the natural trim with the silver running through it. Because I've done the silver embossing, I've kind of embraced that whole silver thing. Then stamped the thank you onto the silver foil in this case, and this I've just done one layer. So this is using a soft suede. No, it's not. It's an early espresso background card with soft suede for stamping. And then this is Sahara Sand card, Sahara Sand ink stamped off once, and then the chocolate chip ink for stamping. And this is Smoky Slate stamped off once, and then the memento for the stamping. So that was all a bit of a waffle, so let's try and explain it properly. So I'm using, for this one, a crumb cake card base. So this is A4 cut in half, scored down the middle to make an A5 piece, and then folded to make an A6 base. This is the paper, and all I've done is take a 6x6 sheet. Let's see if I can stick it together again, metaphorically. So I've taken a 6x6 sheet, cut this to my usual first size mat, which is the 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, 14 1/4 by 9 3/4 centimetres. Then this is just the piece that's left over. So this was a 6x6 sheet, this is the bit that's left. I'm going to leave that intact at the moment, and then I'm going to stamp on this. And I'm going to make this as a little more feminine, I hope. So really go for feminine, stick your finger in the ink pad, that's a good start. So this is powder pink, so this is one of the new in colours, and I'm taking the floral background stamp again, and just ink that up, and then I'm going to stamp round the edge. Now this is sort of an original idea and sort of not. Kylie Bertucci, who is one of the Stampin' Up demonstrators in Australia, has done a similar card to this, using this as a background, but hers hers has a feature in the middle that is rectangular, just a small feature, and this is not. So yeah, it's a nod to that, but not quite the same. And what I'm trying to do is get it so that there's not an overlap, but so that it marries up. So to get the corner, I'm just inking up a little bit of the stamp to come in. This is easier when you can get your head over things, but you're in my way. Again, you're always in my way. So yeah, I'll do my best. I have to say I love this powder pink. It is, and I think it was Dina Rico in the US who said it's the love child of Blushing Bride and Pink Pirouette. And I think she's about right. So it is part way between those two. Oh, and I've caught that. You do need to be careful. You may want to cut away the excess. I'm not worried because I know there's going to be a strip of paper over that. But do try not to over ink your ink pad. And if you do over ink your ink pad, don't rock it. Right, I am happy with that. I've got no gaps that are, except possibly over there. I know that this bit down the middle is going to be covered up, so I'm not worried about that. So that's the pink pirouette done for the moment. Pop that to one side to clean up. Right, so now I need to do the stamping in the middle, or for the middle, and for that I've got a piece of, that's a better piece probably, a piece of, what is it? Tum-tum-tumty-tum, tumty-tumty-tumty-tum. Do I want to stamp in that or in that? Life is so difficult sometimes. I think I want to stamp on that first. Right, so, used to be indecisive, now I'm not so sure. So, I am going to, actually I'm going to bring back in the pink pirouette. I haven't tried this, so we'll give it a go. This is the circle that is kind of cracked wood. It's this image here. And I'm just going to see whether, if I stamp that in powder pink, I kind of like that. I would like it even more if it didn't have a cat hair on it. Let's try that again and see if we can get it without the cat hair. Which would of course be easier if the cat hair wasn't on the stamp. That's better. Got it off now. Oh, and I put it in the soft suede anyway, so just as well. Let's clean that. Right, let's try that again. Not in soft suede. Let's try that and put it down here. So in pink, in powder pink, without a cat hair, much better. And then I am going to take the thank you. There are two thank yous. There's thanks a bunch and thank you. So I'm going to take the thank you and soft suede, because that, I think of soft suede as a sort of softer brown. It's got a slightly pink hint to it. But we do need it dark enough that it's dark, which that is, so I'm pleased with that. Then this is the inch circle punch, which is just the right size. I could have used the dies, but I don't want this to be a big shot project, so I won't. And this is, ooh, a bit of flamingo on the back. Let's see if this is, yeah, that'll do. Okay, so this is powder pink. The flamingo will become apparent at some point in the not too distant future. So that was the 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to pop that on there. And I'll use my favourite glue, which actually I'll put the glue on here. Then I won't get glue on my fingers when I pick this up. So that, did I say that was crumb cake that I was stamping onto? So it was crumb cake stamped on with powder pink and then soft suede. So that's that. Right, okay. So this I'm going to put here. Actually, I'm going to put it that way up, I think. Yep. And I want to cut this down so it is exactly the same length, which you would think I would do with the trimmer, but actually it's not always the easiest way of doing it. So one of the ways I like to trim things down is just to put one against what I'm trimming down to against what I'm trimming down, if you see what I mean, and then cut from the back, and that means you get quite a close cut. Trimmers don't always cut completely accurately. Right, so I want that at the top, and then I'm going to bring in a piece of the gorgeous, and I don't know if you can see it, but this is the Shimmer Ribbon, and this is in powder pink, and it's like satin ribbon met wink of Stella, and it is gorgeous. And as ever, let me bring in a piece of the powder pink. Look at that for colour matching. Isn't that just brilliant? Stunning, isn't it? How we get our matching so perfectly. Right, so this is quite a stiff ribbon. So because on the other two I've just done a knot, this actually would be quite a stiff and quite a bulky knot. So I'm not going to knot it. I'm just going to stick it. And I like Fast Fuse as a stick for ribbon. And I will show you something in a minute vis-a-vis that. Then I'm just going to line this up, actually that way up. I'm going to pop my ribbon down, and with the side I want upwards, pointing down, if you get what I mean, I'm going to then line that up on the grid, and then all I need to do is, because I know my ribbon was straight, that then gives me a straight ribbon. It's as if I'd planned it. And then because I've got it to hand, Fast Fuse, and I'm just going to put a bit of Fast Fuse near the ribbon as well, just to help keep that in place. And I'll pop a bit down the middle as well, just so that it's definitely in place. And then actually I'll do that this way. I want it, do I want it in the middle, or do I want it, in fact, let's get rid of the dirty piece. I don't know if you've ever spotted, but the grid paper at the top, well, for me it's the top, it has 0 in the middle and then counts outwards. So I am going to line up my piece with that middle so that I can then line up this piece in the middle as well. And now, Fast Fuse, if you ever do that, so you put it down and you don't like where you've put it, so long as you haven't put lots of it down, if you twist it rather than pull it, you have a little bit of forgiveness, as in it won't tear your paper quite as readily as if you pull it straight up. If you pull it straight up, you're almost bound to tear your paper, particularly if it's paper, but if you twist it, it won't tear, or it's less likely to tear. Yeah, you see, I need something else there, don't I? Okay, we'll come back to that. Right, let's start with some dimensionals. So I'll pop a dimensional back. Actually, what I will first do is put the whole thing on the card base, because that may be all I need. So what do I need to think of while I'm doing this? Don't forget, we heart hosts. So we're doing extra stamping rewards during June. So if you've got a large order, £300 or more, or if you want to run a party, be that virtual or face-to-face, and if you do, please let me know, because I can help you with that, then you get an extra £30 of stamping rewards if your order is over £30. Over £300. If your order is under £300, actually if it's under £150, please use this Hostess Rewards. If it's between £25 and £150 and you go onto my online store, if you're in the UK only, please use this code, which will mean you get a share of Hostess Rewards, which is always good. And what else can I say? Not much actually. Oh, well, there's always the best deal in the catalogue, which is the starter kit, which, just to remind you, for £99 including postage and packing, otherwise known as there is no postage and packing charged on the starter kit, you get to choose £130 of items of your choice to put in your starter kit. So it is the best deal in the catalogue, as I say, particularly as you then get 20% off all your orders, certainly for the first 3 months. And if you keep up buying, so long as your orders are within the minimum requirements, which are easily attainable, you get to keep your 20% discount. And once you've spent a certain amount, that goes up to 25%. So that's always lovely. So yeah, bear that in mind. What else do I need to tell you? I'm doing a Papershare. I will try and remember to link that below, because the Papershare means you get to have a sample or a bigger piece of every single one of the papers in the catalogue. If you bought all of the papers in the catalogue, it costs you £163, but I'm doing a Papershare, which is all of the 6x6 and then the 12x12 cut in half, so they're 6x12. So that gets you, I want to say 118 sheets of paper, and for that one the cost is just £40 plus P&P, or free if you collect from me, and the P&P is £4. If you do the sample pack, which is everything cut 6x6, so still 118 sheets, but just a sample, then that is only £23.50 plus the P&P, which again is £4, or free if you pick it up from me. So do remember that. Now, what to put on here? I want something, I think. I just don't know what. Maybe some of these. These are the iridescent sequins. So maybe a few of those stuck on. The problem with these is actually picking them up, putting them down again. I do have a possible trick with that. So I think what we need is probably one there-ish. This is just the multi-purpose glue. One there-ish and one there-ish. As you probably know, I like things in threes. And that's 3. So, right, let's see if this works. I'm going to see if I can just pick up a bit of... No, it's not going to work on that. So, let us get some snail. And the end of my piercing tool, not the end of my piercing tool so much, but the piercing tool cover. And then you can do this with Tombow if you've thought about it in advance, but I haven't. So what I want is just a little bit of, yeah, that'll do, tackiness, and then I can pick them up. Pop it down. And that will, the Tombow will dry clear, so if it does poke out, it doesn't matter, because it will dry clear. That's better. That's just a bit more, got a bit more something to it. Super. Okay, so there we go. So let's bring in the others, and there we are. Can you see them all? Yes, you can. So 3 really quite different looks from one stamp set and minimal supplies. So it's actually the same card, just tweaked. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button. I am hoping to get 1,000 subscribers very soon. I'm at about 950 at the moment, and as soon as I get to 1,000 I will be doing a giveaway. I did one at 500, so it seems only fair to do one at 1,000. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. I will link all the items I used below. There will also be a link to the associated blog post, which will have the measurements. I will also link the Papershare blog post below. I think that's it. Brilliant. Excellent. I hope to see you all soon. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. And I will see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.